like how we know the waste time. Baby, let's go now. Me no feel wait anymore, baby. Yeah. Every day me thinking all about you. Baby, this your love got me going crazy. You be all in my mind every day and night, baby. So let's go now to the moon. Me and you is a dream come true, yeah. Baby, let's go now to the moon. Me wanna take you on top of the wall, yeah. OKLG to the moon. Okay, let's go now to the moon. Baby, let's go now to the moon. OKLG to the moon.
All right, guys. Well, the moment everyone's been waiting for. I know everyone's excited to finally meet our dev, and it's been a great wild ride these past couple of weeks. So first off, we just want to thank everybody for being part of the community. You guys are awesome. Couldn't have done this without you guys. So big shout out to you guys. Big thanks to everybody for being here. We heard some crazy conspiracies the past couple of weeks too. Everything from everything from Elon Musk to Jackie Chan to damn near, I don't know who you guys are thinking, but I can surely see how conspiracy theories are made now. And it's pretty awesome to see the community just working together and being excited about this. So without further ado, guys, I want to present to you guys the dev of OK Let's Go. And the dev is Moontography. Moontography, the floor is yours, bro.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rico?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you hear everything I just talking to myself?
Yeah. No, I did. No, I did. Thank you so much for introducing me. Thank you guys for joining this exciting adventure so far. This is by far one of the coolest, most exhilarating 2 weeks that I've been a part of within the scope of crypto. Obviously, I've been in crypto for a while. My game and my passion is writing code, writing smart contracts, writing dApps. And so I'm so excited that a lot of you guys are asking questions related to utility. Are we just going to be another meme? Absolutely not. That is one component of it, of OK Let's Go. And we're obviously the plans. Hopefully all of you opened up the white paper and which is sort of like a deck, but we're going to talk. That's going to be the guide that I'll use to talk through today's voice chat before we go through any sort of Q&A. So please open that and read through it. But this is going to be one of the coolest, most bullish discussions yet. And so I'm glad you guys are here and a part of this journey. If you're here, you're early. Like I said, we're about to take things to another level. So again, I'm going to use this white paper. I'm going to literally just go slide by slide for now and talk through the details. There's 15, 16, 17 slides. So I'll talk for 15 minutes or so, and then we'll open up the floor. But yeah, this is really exciting. Obviously, the tagline when I created the website, I effectively wanted to encompass everything that exists in crypto within a single project. And so that was the whole, I'm on slide 2 if you guys are following. That was the whole idea around, I guess combining culture, meme, community, and utility. It's everything. It's everything you would possibly want within the scope of a crypto project. We have it, and we're gonna blow this thing out of the water because we have everything. We don't have vaporware. We have real dApps that we've created, and we're building a lot more as we go. This is about to be just, again, I'm so excited. It's hard for me to contain myself. But to the right on slide 2, these are just some of the things we'll talk about today and that exist in the white paper. This is a fluid white paper. Keep in mind, we will update it as things go on. For example, there's a slide in here about merging Moontography and the OKLG ecosystems. Obviously, that is a temporary thing. We're going to become one super solid foundational ecosystem, and then, you know, that will exist. But for now, obviously there's two separate ones and we want to merge them. And so there's ideas around that in this white paper. Going into slide 3, obviously within crypto, especially for those that I'll call normies, those that don't know anything about crypto, a lot of them are scared, super scared because of rugs, because of perceived scams. One of my goals when I entered crypto was to get rid of this bad perception of crypto and the space, which is, again, there's a lot of scammy stuff that happens. I've built the reputation I've built. You know, a lot of you guys know me as the person Moontography, but again, I want to make sure I emphasize that there is a project behind it. Most of the people that I've helped in the space in the last 6 months have to interface with the Moontography platform in some capacity. But throughout the 6 months that I've built both the Moontography project and also worked with others to help them launch their own projects, and then, you know, build bridges, cross-chain bridges, etc. I've built a very humbling, but also, you know, super exciting reputation of good morals, good ethics. I'm honest. I try not to, you know, hide things, to lie about things, etc. That's extremely important to help grow the space, the overall crypto space. And blockchain space in general, but also, you know, in order to grow and build a project like we have here at OKLG. Finally, quality. So I'm obviously, I write code. My love language is code, and I love to, you know, think through business logic and how we can actually, you know, turn lines on a screen into some reality that people find useful. So I've taken it upon myself to build a reputation of building quality software, particularly on the blockchain in the last 6 months with Moontography. These are just some core values that I think are important moving forward, and that this is obviously going to be something that, you know, we talk about throughout the journey, and hopefully this is a journey that never ends, and we build it into, you know, a multi-billion market cap project. Going on to slide 4 here, Moontography. Hopefully you guys know, I mentioned that a lot of you guys might be familiar with me as the person Moontography. But there is a project behind this, and these are actually live decentralized apps that we've built. A lot of people know about our bridging and atomic swap. That's a huge hit right now. We built a super secure, super nifty, and really easy to create atomic swap as a service interface. You know, this is by far the heaviest hitting and most demanding or in demand service that we're offering today. And again, you know, you got the likes of Floki and Cell, DeFiDo, Baby DeFiDo. I might, like I said, there's a ton of people that are using it now, and I also have a partner that I work with that I build out white labeled pages for these atomic swaps and also farming as a service. I won't go through each of these; they're probably pretty self-explanatory. But the point is that I ship product. You know, utility is extremely important to build the foundation of a crypto product. I take pride in building product and shipping it. A couple of the people that I look up to and I highly admire in the space are Daniela over at Spell and Mim and Abracadabra. Jackie, a lot of you guys speculated that I'm Jackie over at Floki. He is a wizard. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. Love that guy to death. He's actually helped me grow in the space in the last 6 months. Like I said, an absolute wizard, and Floki's lucky to have him. I've met several others along the way. Inari's dev. He's a really smart dude that I've talked to actually relatively recently. He actually communicated to me through DM on the Let's Go Telegram account, and I did not disclose who I was. So he was speculating himself. He actually asked me if I was Jackie, which is funny. Anyways, again, I ship product. Utility is extremely important. It's actually what I'm best at, I think, the fundamentals in utility. But one thing that I've taken pride in and basically tried to accelerate extremely quickly with the OKLG product is marketing and growth. And we'll talk about it in a few slides later. But again, that's extremely important to help build this thing into what I think it can become. Moving on to the 5th slide. This is what you guys are all super pumped about. What I'm super pumped about. Okay, let's go. It was kind of a happy accident, but I think this has one of the most insanely bullish and insanely like hype meme aspects that could, and brands that it was, again, kind of a happy accident that could possibly exist. Okay, let's go. Imagine that on merch all over the world. I mean, if I was if I was at the mall at the store and I saw okay period, let's period, go period, I'd be like, damn, that's cool as hell. Like, just tell me that brand alone, without any other concepts that exist around it, is not just cool. But we have so much else beyond that. We have a community, we have a family that we've created, and we're merging with everyone that's existed and been with me for Moontography. It's just, I mean, it's like I said, I say happy accident because this was, we kind of pondered through a few of these and we landed on OKLG. But man, it's like I'm extreme. I get more bullish on it every single day. It's kind of crazy. Over on the right there, I talked through culture and meme. It has everything that makes some of the most successful meme projects become successful today. Again, just everything I just described. It's just bullish, just thinking about that alone, much less the community, the welcoming people and family that we've created in 2 weeks. And that actually feeds into the community aspect there. Again, we're on slide 5. I'll read off this first sentence. One of the most important and impactful things you can provide someone, period, not just in crypto, but period, is a place they feel welcome and belong. And I think we've done that thus far with OKLG and Moontography. And now we're combining forces to create what I think is going to be just incredible. It's incredible. We have that. We're building it, and we're going to build it into something that's, beyond our wildest dreams. And then finally, the coolest part, the thing that I'm actually probably most proud about, is some of the really cool tokenomics and mechanisms that I've built into the contract, the OKLG contract. We have reflections, which are passive and compounding all the time. We also have the native rewards, which reduces sell pressure. Like I said, a lot of these features were not just built on a whim. The native rewards are awesome because they give you guys extra liquidity that you can optionally put back into OKLG. I hear you guys say that you're claiming your rewards and buying more OKLG. That is super bullish. That means that we're actually putting buy pressure on the rewards that we're giving our users, our community, not sell pressure, which is what exists within the realms of things like staking, staking, single-sided staking, where you stake your token to earn more token. That's a temporary solution to prevent sell pressure, but over time, obviously, it creates sell pressure inherently. Finally, gamifying things. So today, really, the only thing I would consider that we have that's gamifying or embodies gamification is those rewards. They don't accumulate, and that's by design. We did that so that you would have to come and at least just think about OKLG once a day or twice a day when you claim every 12 hours. And the idea there is that you'll think about it. Ideally, you'll tweet about us, you'll come into the community, hop into Telegram and say what's up to everyone. That's what's going to keep this train moving forward deeper and further along the way. So again, we're extremely excited about that. Moving into slide 6. I won't talk about this in detail. This is on the website and everyone's, asked about it and talks about it. The one thing I'll touch on in a little bit more detail is the native rewards. So, I mentioned that we can boost them up through a custom interface in a smart contract. That's just technical speak, but the idea there is that we can build custom logic to not only boost your native BNB and ETH rewards, but also you can also implement the same custom logic to exclude trading fees. So we have ideas around doing that. We have some NFTs that are coming out relatively soon. Our idea there is when we drop that NFT mint, we're going to implement a rewards booster for those that go ahead and mint some of these NFTs. By the way, those are looking insane too. I'm really excited about how that's coming along. A couple weeks out, and we'll have an interface to start minting those NFTs. And again, we'll be able to implement custom logic like excluding you from trading OKLG fees, excluding you from having to put in the 10 to 12 or 10 to 14% slippage, and also boosting your native rewards. Finally, the buyback and burn. This is going to help us with our vision of cross-community interoperability. I want to thank London Nation for that. That was a really cool concept, and you know, just that alone is I'm bullish about the thought of that, because too much in crypto, people become maximalists, maxis or whatnot, and you're either an only this project or no project at all. And we don't, you know, we want to welcome and be and cross collaborate with other projects, and so that's important to us here at OKLG. 7 and 8. This is going to be for the existing Moontography investors. So we have, I think, a little over $1 million in liquidity for the MTGY token. And one of the things we want to do is be able to have, I guess the first thing and most important thing is we're going to utilize OKLG as the token, as the utility token in the Moontography platform. And we'll rebrand this. I'm calling it the Moontography platform because that's what it's been called for months now. But we'll rebrand it over to OKLG. But OKLG will be the token moving forward. For my Moontography investors, there is an interface that exists in the platform today. If you go to it with your wallet, app.moontography.com, and then on the left nav, you can scroll down and click on it, and there's an easy button. It tells you it tells you what your Moontography balance is, and then how many OKLG tokens you're going to swap for. There's a fixed ratio Moontography to OKLG that is currently fixed, and we can adjust it as needed. But as of yesterday, late in the day, is what we set the ratio on. The thought is that you'll go ahead and switch over, and then we'll be migrating all the liquidity for the Moontography token over to the OKLG. And so again, is there a perfect solution to this migration? No. I don't think there's an absolute perfect, but this is about as perfect as we possibly could get. I also want to emphasize behind the scenes here, you guys had no idea that you know, there's already an interface to swap, you know, our Moontography community over to OKLG, but we built that in a couple of days. This just goes ahead and makes all you guys realize that we ship product, we build, and we can continue to build more and more utility as we go along. We're good at what we do so far. Moving into, I'm going to go ahead and skip 8 and 9. This is just more about migrating. This is more for my Moontography community, making sure that they understand how they can do that swap. It's a one-way swap. You can't swap back. But overall, this is going to be extremely bullish and good for the long-term growth. For 10, slide 10, for those of you following along in the white paper, we have some really cool ideas for future utility, future dApps that we're creating. DTax, decentralized tax, is the thought there. It's in the middle. That was something that was already on the Moontography roadmap. And the idea there is that we're planning to build basically an interface for you to plug in wallets and export an extremely user-friendly and easy to read spreadsheet or some sort of output that you can hand off to a CPA or easily be able to see your long-term profit and loss in a decentralized way. There's tools out there that, from what I understand, that do this on centralized exchanges, for example, Coinbase and Binance and all them. They give you some sort of reporting. What we want to do is make it easy for you to be able to find and see P&L and easily report on it when you're trading on a DEX like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, et cetera. That's something that people have been excited about. We're still building that. It's obviously a little bit slower ongoing just because of all of the recent developments with the project, but that'll be a super cool tool once we get it out. A fiat on-ramp. What's the biggest barrier to entry to people that don't know, you know, anything about crypto today, especially those that want to trade tokens or coins that are not on, you know, Binance or Coinbase? It's putting their money into crypto and being able to trade it. Why not think through and have a really easy fiat on-ramp within the scope of the OKLG Moontography project? That's something we'll think through and have more info on soon. A cross-chain launchpad. We already do atomic swap / bridging in Moontography. Why not create a super dead simple way that people can launch cross-chain with a few clicks of a button? Tell me that's not something that's super exciting. Finally, I'm going down to slide 11 now. A token generator. So one thing you guys don't know that will, I guess I'll discuss now, is one of the inspirations for why this thing came about. Okay, let's go. Was in response to an uptick in recent rugs across the community. I've seen some chatter in Telegram recently about some rugs that are happening, I think today as we speak. It's really frustrating as a dev who's trying to do right by, the entire crypto community, to see these things happen. And that, especially when we're trying to, flip that and turn it around and make it something that's, that doesn't exist. And so, one of the things we were thinking through of how to implement is an easy to build or an easy to create token generator. These already exist. I'm aware that you can go in and in an interface today, click a few buttons and launch a new token. What we want to be able to do is basically create a rug-free, completely safe option for people to if we become the trusted project that people trust, and they know that we live and our entire existence is abided by good ethics and morals and trust, then people will come in and create tokens through us. There will be a direct benefit to the OKLG ecosystem when we do that. We're thinking through the technical details as we speak, but just keep in mind this will be big if we create this and people start using it. We'll be able to build upon and buy, and market buy and buy back and burn OKLG along the way through revenue generated from this. Slide 12, I just wanted to emphasize a little bit more that everything we're going to do in OKLG is going to utilize the OKLG token as the utility token. So anytime somebody uses any dApp that we create, there's going to be buy pressure or lifting of the floor price of OKLG. I think I have a typo in there where I say driven by and paid for by the MTGY token. That should be OKLG token. Or I guess I didn't have a typo. That actually is the way it exists today, which is correct. But eventually we're moving everything over to the OKLG token. What does this do? This creates a constant upward pressure on the OKLG token because people have to buy it to use our services. We also have a plan to let users that want to purchase things such as a new bridge for their project, et cetera, to use Ether or BNB based on what they're, which side or which chains they're on. And we will, in our contract, automatically market buy OKLG and burn it based on that purchase. So again, just constantly lifting of the price of OKLG over time. It's really exciting. Slide 13. So one of the things I've done, you guys again might know me for, is recently I've been helping a lot of other projects get off their feet, launch tokens, help when after they raise money and do pre-sales, providing liquidity, how much consulting on how much liquidity they should provide on both chains. All of these things are things I've been helping consult with. I want to emphasize that this is extremely high margin consulting, at least so far it has been, and I expect to continue to do it. But one thing I want to make sure that people understand is that the thought or the game plan here is if we build upon this consulting business, this services business, this really high margin services business, people are going to have to pay with these consulting services directly with the OKLG token. And so again, constant and persistent upward pressure on OKLG and the entire ecosystem as we become the de facto standard, not just high utility platform that provides a lot of these dApps and services, but also anything we do with consulting. Again, constantly pushing it upward. A couple more slides here and we'll open up a Q&A here. So thanks guys for bearing with me. Slide 14, growth and expansion, the things that make the project grow. Obviously, we have revenue and marketing raised through the tax on the token. And finally, we also have passive revenue through several of our dApps, but the main ones, which include the bridge/atomic swap dApp. We offer a subscription-based model for those that want to do it, want to use it. That's constantly fueling the ability for us to spend lots and lots of money on marketing and growth and getting the word out to the world. I think I just mentioned recently, we just spent 6 figures on a marketing and PR firm. Somebody asked who it was. I will post that in the Telegram later. Someone they're extremely talented, really good at what they do. And, they're going to basically spread it throughout a lot of the world through influencers, celebrities, and another couple or a number of other things. And I'll provide more details. 2 and 3. Bringing on strategic partners to make sure that they're on board. Those that have high influence and celebrities and such. We already have some, and through our really, really cool and innovative buyback mechanism, we can not only pay them their standard fee that they may charge to be partners, but also be able to give them incentive to push the project forward. We've already leveraged this and kind of used this mechanism with a couple of really, really heavy hitting influencers, and they're a big reason why we are where we are today, and they've came out ahead as well. And it's funny, I have people begging to come and be a part of that because of that buyback mechanism alone. It'll be a huge reason why we grow to where we grow, which is just a unique and it's really just a unique mechanism that no one's ever utilized it in such a way that we are today. Finally, building a team. So, we have a couple of core folks that are on the team, doing various logistical tasks, but I plan on actually building a pretty big monster business out of this thing. And so through that and through all the things that we're doing, we'll be able to start doing so much more over time, by building on full-time employees and an actual real business that'll become, ideally a multi-billion-dollar market cap business. Finally, 15, cross-community interoperability. We've said that a lot. We want to partner with communities that want to partner with us. I think that there's a lot that the crypto community can do when they work together. Again, I'm fully aware and empathize with those that want to push their project up and basically kind of reduce or resist the ability to partner with others because they're either competitors or whatever the case may be. But I'm of the mind that we're better together than we are alone. And that's the whole idea around cross-community interoperability. Last thing here, revolution. This is what I expect that we'll do over the next few weeks and months and even years, is create, build, and sustain this revolution and become a household name in crypto. We're going to do it. We're absolutely going to do it. We have the tools. We have all of the foundation laid in order for that to happen. Now it's just execution. So, you guys are here. You guys are listening. Hopefully you guys are as bullish as we are, but just keep in mind that we're going to push this thing as hard and as quick and as fast as we possibly can. And it's going to become one of the coolest and, again, most bullish things that we've seen in crypto yet. That was long-winded. Thank you for the 214 folks that have listened in. I'd love to start and open up a Q&A for those that want to chat. How is everyone feeling so far? I'm about to open up this chat and I'm going to see what's going on. But I'd love to hear thoughts. Make sure everyone's on the same page and let you guys know that this is only the beginning. We are about to do some insane things moving forward.
Somebody has their hands raised. Go ahead and speak, bro.
Who we got? Lemon Faded? A1 Crypto? Nope. Who we got, Rico?
Looks like someone's trying to speak, but nothing's coming through, so go ahead and mute him for now. Big Kahuna, bro.
Hey, what's up, Moontography? Hey, I thought I saw a token named Moontography. Are you associated with that token? And if you are, how's that token gonna, fit in with OK, let's go? And where's your time going to be devoted to?
Yeah, man. So open up if you open up the white paper that I pasted in the chat, and we actually discussed it for about 3 to 5 minutes here just a few minutes ago. But yes, Moontography, the MTGY token, is basically the foundation for the MTGY, the Moontography project. We are migrating all of our liquidity and the entire Moontography community to use the OKLG token. So that's the answer in short. But the white paper that I pasted in there for folks to open up describes in detail what that looks like. There's literally just a dead simple single button click interface to swap your Moontography tokens for OKLG tokens.
Okay, and I appreciate you explaining that. I must have stepped out to use the restroom at that point. Next, just one last question. So my understanding of this token is you'll be able to, if the developer sets the rewards as another token, you'll be able to claim rewards and receive another token. Is that how this token is going to work?
Yeah. So again, one of the part of the tokenomics, there's a 2% tax currently to buy back and optionally burn tokens from the market. And when I say the market, I mean Uniswap or PancakeSwap. The unique part, so this isn't something that's new, right? There's people that have done buyback and burn in the past, and it's been automated through through their smart contract, their token contract. What we've done is we've made both the token that is bought back from Uniswap or PancakeSwap dynamic, and also where the bought back tokens go to. So by default, we buy back and burn OKLG with every trade based on the 2% tax. One thing that we've done is kind of trial this idea that we'll give, for example, contest winners. We give them the ability to choose a token that they want received through OKLG volume and sent to their wallet. And so we've changed. That's how we're fueling a lot of the contests that we've been running for the last several days. Another thing is influencer and celebrity payment. Instead of having to come out of the treasury or marketing wallet, 10, 20, 50, 100K in order to partner or, get big names, big influencers involved and helping promote the project, we can pay them through this buyback mechanism. And instead of them getting their flat rate, they're incentivized to go spread the word and push OKLG. Because again, by definition, the more volume, the more they get basically paid through this buyback mechanism. And so it's a really cool mechanism to help fuel that and push that upwards. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Very cool. What else do we got for those that want to chat and talk?
All right, next up is GT.
Hello.
GT, what you got, bro?
What's up, GT? People getting nervous?
No GT? All right.
Hello.
who's Next one.
YU? Are you
Hello
chatting?
guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, we got GT and YU. What's up?
I'm fine, bro. You?
Okay, GT first. GT first.
Go ahead, GT. What you got?
Bro, somebody about the listed on another platform. On
Sorry, what was that?
Binance or something.
You said you're asking us about getting listed on centralized exchanges?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah, so we're in talks with one major one, and we're exploring other options as we speak. I mentioned this in the chat the other day. We're not really disclosing much more information. If and when we start going through the process. So right now we've submitted all the information that they need in order to evaluate. Once we get into more talks, once they go through that process, they will, we'll start to, I guess, negotiations, talking through the technical details. And usually what I've experienced are they ask you to basically keep quiet and kind of give you don't disclose your relationship yet until they do. And so we're just keeping quiet with actually who it is and when it will be. We're at the mercy of them evaluating the project first. But we have every intention, and we've already submitted all the details, at least for one very large centralized exchange. So it's definitely on the roadmap, and it hopefully will happen sooner than you guys expect.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, GT. What you got, YU?
Okay. I wanna ask, how much time is given to swap from MTGY to OKLG?
So you said how much time
Yeah.
So it's ready today. You can do it today. Go to app.moontography.com, connect to the wallet that has Moontography tokens in it. On the left nav bar at the very bottom, there's a new swap your MTGY for OKLG tokens. And we have a multiplier. It was based off of the price between the two yesterday. And I tried to basically give an extra 20% bump. I'm obviously not looking at price today, but I'll adjust the multiplier to make sure that my MTGY family is it basically gets an equal swap at least. Ideally, I want them to come out ahead. But the main thing that I'm doing is protecting. Obviously, my Moontography family thus far has believed in the utility and all the things that we're building, and that's not going away. In fact, we're about to light the fire. We're about to pour gasoline on that and start really pushing forward. So hopefully that you guys that do swap, you stay invested and see what we're about to get going. Obviously, one of the things that we didn't really do a huge amount of at Moontography was marketing, and we had various evaluations on that. At OKLG, that's going to be an absolutely massive effort, and we're going to have campaigns over and over again, worldwide, international campaigns for marketing. So we're about to just, like I said, just go absolutely bonkers with all the things we're doing. That was your question was how do you swap? So hopefully I answered that at the beginning. But again, I'm so excited that I just I'll keep rambling about all the cool stuff we're getting ready to start doing.
Okay, so start today until when?
So technically, the swap won't go away. I guess eventually, to answer your question, it's not going away. So I realize that a lot of investors of crypto don't sit at their Telegram, all day, every day, and so they're not going to swap today, for example. The one thing I will emphasize is I'll be pulling the liquidity from the MTGY token. So technically, you can still trade it if you want. I'll be pulling that liquidity in the coming weeks, and then eventually we will have to, for anyone that's really lagging behind, let's say by month, I will be pulling all the tokens. Basically, the only way for you to get OKLG from MTGY will be a manual swap by asking me to do it. I want to avoid that as best as possible. So I won't ever leave anyone hanging out to dry. But if you wait 6 months to swap, then I'm going to probably make it a little bit more of a headache to swap. Is the answer?
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Wayu. Who else got questions?
I've got one. I've got
Go for
several.
it.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, thank you, Lance, for having us here. And first question: how should we address you from now on? Lance, let's go, or Moontography? It's the first question.
Yeah. So,
question,
go ahead. Go ahead and ask your second question.
Let's go one by one. I think it will be more convenient.
Yeah. Okay. So I still plan to keep the brand and the alias of Moontography. So I think that would probably be my preference, is call me by Moontography. But Lance, I answer to Lance. That's not a problem at all. Like I said, I'm doxxed. I use my personal GitHub for all the code I write, both for Moontography and for OK Let's Go. The difference is OK Let's Go I haven't made public yet, just because I didn't want that would have inherently doxed myself. But it will be public. But yeah, Lance or Moontography, preferably Moontography, because that's been my kind of crypto brand for the last 6 months.
Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear me.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Can I ask a question? That first question is, can I know where you are from?
Yeah, I'm over on the East Coast of the United States, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
You can dig and find out if you need to know more, but I'm not going to give you my personal address if that's what you're asking.
Okay, can
Sorry
I
about
move
that,
on with
man.
my question?
Go on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Currently, many people are locked in time-locked staking and liquidity pools. Are you sure that swapping immediately for OKLG deserves emergency unstaking, or people should wait until their time lock or farming period ends? And in particular, what about ERC staking, which lasts for deep 2022, I think, and it costs a lot of money to unstake for Ethereum Moontography users?
Yeah, and those are the people that are, I guess, particularly the Ether, the Ethereum based stakers. I totally empathize with that. Ultimately, so my goal or my desire is you go ahead and do the migration as soon as possible. Again, eventually it'll be more difficult to swap your MTGY for OKLG. I'll never make it impossible. I won't rug you in that way. But the quicker that we can move everyone from that ecosystem to the new one, the better. The more that we can move forward. I will likely eventually pull all of the rewards from the staking pools. I'll give you guys plenty of notice. But let's say in a month, in January, if people are still staking, there's a chance that I decide to go ahead and pull the rewards. And so I'll ask you guys to go ahead and unstake and go ahead and do the migration if you can. I don't have the exact details for that because you make good points. I want to make sure I accommodate everyone. But my desire and ideally you go ahead and do the migration as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. And the last question for me, sorry for taking so long. I'm personally a fan of KuCoin community chain, and I'm staking my Montography in the liquidity pool on the Coffee Swap. So the first question is, will there be a liquidity pool for OKLG for KuCoin community chain? And Montography attracted me because it featured cross-chain operability. How will your customers pay for Montography services from now on with OKLG or different token? And what about OKLG releases on other chains like popular ones, Solana, and so on, and KuCoin chain? So what's about them?
Yeah. So we have every intention of supporting every chain, which there's 4 that we support Montography services on for when we migrate all the services to support OKLG. So we will have tokens, OKLG tokens on all 4 chains, and then maybe more. Again, to emphasize, there will never be more circulating than the 420.69 billion tokens that exist, minus the amount burned on each chain. So we will always stay below that total supply. But we will support all those chains. The goal is that we build enough in the treasury to provide liquidity on DEXs on any chain that we support. For Montography, obviously, the only way to get on, for example, Polygon was to market buy on BSC, for example, and then bridge using our atomic swap over to Polygon. That's not, it's not the worst of, it's not the worst thing in the world, but ideally we have liquidity on every chain, and that way that those that only like to have their, to trade on Polygon or KCC or any other chain, I want to support maybe AVAX in the future, Phantom, Arbitrum for L2 solutions, etc. The possibilities are endless, and I have so much going through my head that we're gonna, I fully plan to become the biggest thing to happen in crypto eventually. And so the coolest part is that I have the technical expertise to make it happen. But to answer your question, we will support all those chains. Ideally, we'll have LP on all those chains and on respective DEXs. We'll obviously be on some centralized exchanges soon. Nothing will change. It's just that customers will spend either OKLG, and then one of the things that we'll also be supporting is customers can pay in the native token. So that's going to be Ether on Ethereum, BNB on BSC, Matic on Polygon, I guess the KuCoin on KCC, etc. They'll be able to purchase the services with that native token. And what would happen is we would auto market buy OKLG from that and then likely burn it. And that's going to contribute to that upward pressure of the price through the utility indirectly.
Thank you.
Yep.
I've got a question.
Yep. Double Diamond. What's up?
Hey, man. So this is awesome. First off, very excited for the migration and the ultimate convergence of these two. I think this is a great idea. But I'm curious. So just to clarify, people will be paying for all of the dApps that are currently listed in the Montography platform with OKLG very soon. Is that right?
Yes, it'll be OKLG, and then optionally the native token. In which case, if they opt for the native token, they'll likely pay a premium, and then we will market buy OKLG and either send it to a services-based wallet of some sort, or burn those tokens as we buy them. So what the is that they don't have to go, and we're reducing the barrier to entry for projects to use our services, so that they don't have to go market buy OKLG. We're doing it under the hood for them.
Got it. And just out of curiosity, just question sort of on the legitimacy of the platform. How much money is currently handled through the Montography smart contracts?
Yeah, that's a great question, and something that we've tried to communicate, or not tried to. We've definitely communicated over Twitter about that. But we are handling we have over 1 billion tokens US dollars worth of tokens locked in, not necessarily locked, but being utilized within the realm of Moontography built projects or products and services. So that's Floki is going to be the biggest hitter of that, and obviously they have approaching just $1 billion US dollars worth of tokens in Moontography smart contracts alone. But the point is that you can see they've entrusted the Moontography project, me as the dev, et cetera, to handle that amount of US dollars worth of tokens. And so you can see there that you can see the connections, the relationships that we've already built, and the ones we're going to be building moving forward. So super excited.
So they've trusted your logic, your smart contracts, your ability to build these things with over $1 billion.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
Okay. Kind of mind blowing.
That's all my questions.
Yeah, it's bonkers to me too. When I realized it, because I did some analysis on this not too long ago, and I had to double or triple or even quadruple take when I saw it. And sure enough, it is worth that much. So it's mind blowing. It's humbling. It's really cool, but also something that is bullish. I think you all would agree on when you hear that. So super cool.
So I know one of the questions from chat, and I think everyone's been wondering this: are you related to Elon? And how the hell did you know to launch the coin with the 420.69 before Elon tweeted it?
That is going to go down as one of the funniest coincidences of all time, I think. I think I saw that somebody posted that in the chat about 3 or 4 hours after we launched. And I thought it was a joke. I thought, they have those fake Twitter things that I've seen. You can go and basically look like, create a fake tweet. I thought it was one of those. I went to Elon's page and saw he posted it. And I said, this is hilarious. No, I don't know Elon Musk. His brother, Kimball, does follow me, the Moontography account. I believe it's because I'm on Floki's Hall of Fame page, and he followed a lot of the guys on the Hall of Fame page. Obviously, Floki has a really tight partnership with the Million Gardens movement, I believe is what it's called, which Kimball owns and runs. And Floki's donated a ton of money towards that cause, which is super cool. But that's the only connection to Elon Musk that I have. I fully expect and anticipate that we will come in front of his face before, and he'll see, okay, let's go, if he has not already. Where, like I said, based on what we're going to be doing, my goal is that everyone in crypto knows who we are. We're meme, we're culture, we're community, we're utility. We have the recipe for the perfect storm in crypto. I'd love to listen to anyone who doesn't believe that's true, because it's the perfect recipe for complete bonkers mooning, in my personal opinion. But anyway, so don't know Elon. Would love to shake his hand one day, and I think it's totally possible with what we're doing here at OKLG.
Dope. What other questions you guys got? Anybody who's muted, if you need to speak, raise your hand and I will unmute you.
I got a question. I'm not. Oh, you go ahead. I'll go after.
Okay. So you mentioned that the conversion ratio was like 20%.
Well, what I meant by that was my goal, or when I set up the ratio, the US dollar amount that you would trade for between your MTGY over to OKLG, you would receive about 20% more in US dollars than your current holdings for MTGY. The price, it's obviously the ratio is against both MTGY and OKLG. So the US dollar amount, it's not pegged to that 20% mark in US dollars. It's pegged to the token. So if the price has moved a lot or does move a lot, then there's a chance that market buying Moontography like tomorrow and then trading it for OKLG is significantly more profitable than trading it at the rate. But you get it.
So right, yeah. So would this ratio change?
My goal is no. My goal is for not. So theoretically, if the market understands how I set this up, if the gap between US dollars for that ratio between OKLG and Moontography is separate enough. So let's say that, if you market by Moontography and swap through the interface, you get 100%, gains. Theoretically, the market would start buying Moontography to drive that price up to lower that gap. It's effectively arbitrage, but this is kind of a cross token form of it. So my goal is that those prices would stay fairly consistent until I pull, liquidity and the ability to market by Moontography goes away. But again, what I would like to do is get everyone that has Moontography swapped over. Let us move on. And obviously the long-term and more sustainable path is using the OKLG token and ecosystem, just based on all the rewards, all the things that we have going for it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Joe.
So with the rewards that you receive from the website, so you can only cash them out. You have to do it every 12 hours, you're saying?
Yeah. So here's the way to think about it. Crypto astrologist made this analogy and I really liked it. So when we think of rewards through crypto, through staking or something, some other normal rewards, they're accumulating over time and you're entitled to what you've earned. This reward system is slightly different than that. The idea is that we have a time lock effectively for how often you can claim your rewards. And there's a big pool that either grows or shrinks. It grows with trade volume, and then it shrinks with claiming. And you have a ticket every 12 hours currently to go in and claim your share of that pool. So there is no such thing as accumulation. The accumulation is based off of trade volume. So the best case scenario is we just see an insane amount of trade volume, and theoretically the amount you claim per 12 hours goes up. But that's the way to think about those native rewards. You're already getting passive and compounding rewards through reflections, and that is in OKLG. This is just cherries on top. If you so choose to start to claim those rewards.
Okay, so the rewards don't roll over. You have to, when that 12-hour mark hits, you have to either pull them so they don't roll over?
That's right. They don't roll over. Every 12 hours, you get that, the analogy is that ticket to claim. The
Right.
button will go up and you'll be able to claim. If you don't claim, then guess what? Your ticket just stays open. You can go in and claim at any point in time in the future. I should say this, the caveat is it's also goes, the timer restarts when you buy or sell more OKLG or transfer it. And the reason we did that is because obviously if you could claim and then transfer and claim again and do that over and over again, it would drain the pool and it doesn't make sense. So, if you want to buy more OKLG or sell some and your claim timer is up in 5 minutes or even an hour, it might be worth waiting that hour, claiming your rewards, and then doing the buy or sell or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huge fan of Moontography. Really excited about the project and what you're doing in the whole ecosystem. It sounds completely badass. But you did mention partnerships. I'm looking forward to a lot of the partnerships that you guys are looking at creating around this. You mentioned farming as a service partnership. Could you elaborate on that? I know there's a lot of buzz in the industry right now with a few of these projects.
Yeah. So today, and really it was one of the first things we built in the Moontography platform is the ability for a project to come in and create a staking pool or farm, depending on your verbiage. A project can do this through a do-it-yourself DIY interface autonomously without any help from us, without any sort of whitelisting. They can literally come in, check a few boxes, deposit tokens to the staking contract, and then they suddenly have a staking pool that they created. That has existed for months now, and that's what actually it's gotten a lot bigger. We've gotten a lot more customers more recently that are using the farming as a service tool. Most of the time, if you want to set your token up for staking on another service that accepts it, you have to go through basically a registration process. And I think that they effectively want to make sure that, they might want you to DOXX. Like there's various things, and it makes total sense that they want to make sure that their platform, that the highest integrity and all that's happening through their platform. The problem is that not it takes time. It's kind of a pain in the ass to go through that process. By using the Moontography platform and ultimately the OK Let's Go platform, most of our dApps are going to be do-it-yourself, kind of move forward with at your own risk type of scenarios. And so that's by design. That's a more scalable and sustainable approach to building dApps. Obviously, as we grow, we're going to have more instances, and we're going to need general counsel on the team to basically help walk us through various scenarios and how we build dApps, how people can interface with them. What happens if somebody sets up a staking pool and then they go and rug their community? Like, is there any implications on us? How do we make sure we protect ourselves from that? But ultimately, most projects, they just want to go in and create a staking pool, and they don't want to spend 10, 20, 30 grand on a developer to build their own contract. They want something super simple. They can click a few buttons in an interface, and then suddenly they have a 3-month-long staking pool for their customers, and that's worth the $1,000 or $2,000 that we charge today. And ultimately, when we migrate over to OKLG, they'll have to market by OKLG and use it, or we would do that under the hood for them, continuously pushing up that OKLG price. So hopefully that makes sense.
It does. And is that under the Moontography platform, or going to be the OKLG platform, or will that be white labeled as well?
So any white labeling that we've done, the answer is that it will be on the OKLG platform. It's currently on the Moontography platform. For those that want to go check it out, it's app.moontography.com. So you can go there. I think it's under a farming nav tab. I'm pulling it up right now just to make sure. I know that I've played around with the language on the tab. So yeah, it's the first one underneath dashboard. There's a farming tab. You can click on that and check out some of the staking pools that have been created. And then there's actually a link on there where you could go in and create your own if you wanted. But yes, so definitely going to support that. All of the dApps that exist in Moontography will be migrated and used under the realm and under the ecosystem of OKLG. So we already have mountains of utility that we've already created. That's one of the coolest things, is we're not waiting for utility. We've already built it, and we're just adding on to it. And so yes, it will definitely exist. That's already becoming a thing. People know about it and are starting to use it. Now we just continue to move forward.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg.
Hey, I got a question.
Great answer.
Go ahead, Unihor.
What would
Welcome
be the
in, by the way.
best way for any investor to take advantage fully of OK, let's go, right, from a simplicity standpoint? Because you guys have brought on several different aspects of your token. So just from like a simple investor standpoint, how do you take advantage of it?
Yeah, so the simplest thing you could do is buy some and let it sit, throw it in cold storage and reap the reflections, and you don't have to touch it again. I mean, so otherwise you can come in and claim your native rewards every 12 hours. If you so choose, if your investment supports that. Obviously, we completely realize that if you have a relatively small amount on the Ethereum network, that the gas fees might exceed your rewards. And so it doesn't make mathematical sense for you to claim your ETH rewards every single day or every 12 hours. But to answer your question, Uni, if you purchase it, you're getting passive income through reflections, through trade volume. You don't need to touch it. You don't really need to, come and be a part of the community. Although we would love for you to be. I think everyone, that's how we build. That's how we grow. Word of mouth, being a part of the community and building each other up.
Thanks. Yeah, you answered my other part about the ERC side. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything about gas. The claim function that does that. So obviously, when you're a developer and you're building on the blockchain, one of the things to take into consideration is gas, making sure that every single operation on the smart contract costs gas. And so the more you have, the more gas you're going to spend. For all of the chains that all of the non-Ethereum chains, right now gas isn't an issue, and it probably won't ever be. It'll always cost cents to maybe $1 or $2 to do something on the chain, regardless of how large your contract is. On Ethereum, until they move to their V2 proof of stake, whenever that's coming out, no one knows. I don't guess, unless there's news that I haven't seen recently. There's not much I can do. The contract function that is claiming the rewards is about as simple and easy as possible. So we've kind of minimized the gas that's associated with it as best we can. So right now it's just, we're at the mercy of them doing the upgrade.
So one of the questions for the chat was, currently Moontography users are able to stake. Will OK Let's Go holder be able to stake in the future as well?
Great question. I think I don't know the answer yet. And so I think I mentioned early on, so you already get passive rewards, which again, staking, the idea there is that just by holding onto your tokens, you can deposit them into some staking contract and earn some yield usually in the native token, passively, and effectively build your stack up and build the value of your holdings over time. It's just an incentive to hold on to them for long term. For Moontography, we don't have reflections associated with the token, and so that was effectively a way for us to accomplish passive revenue by holding on to if you believe in the project, to somehow gain some extra yield out of just holding on to your tokens. Because we have reflections, I haven't decided yet on any sort of staking. My instinct is to say that if and when we ever do offer staking, that we go the route of kind of the way Shed has done it, where you stake Shed tokens and offer up different tokens, and that'll kind of support that whole cross-community interoperability vision and idea that we've embodied so far. But I don't want to commit to something that I don't know the answer to yet. But just keep in mind, OKLG, you're getting reflections through trade volume. So that's another reason that it behooves you to do the MTGY migration as quickly as possible for those of you that have MTGY tokens, because you're not going to see those reflections until you do the swap.
Awesome. Cameron, you had a question?
Yeah, hey. I just want to say, I love working with the team. I'm extremely bullish on the project, and I think the tokenomics are amazing. We got the reflections, and our daily rewards. Like our daily rewards basically not being in OKLG prevents constant selling pressure.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks for all you've done so far, by the way, Ken. You've been extremely helpful. We're super glad to have you. Louis, you're awfully loud over there, Louis. What's going on?
Look, that's what they're doing. Look, they're connecting all the chains.
Please mute your mic if he ain't speaking.
I just muted Louis. Hopefully he's if he wants to talk, he can come back. How about anybody else? I'll give another one or two questions, and then I'm obviously going to be on the chat most of the day, in and out. So happy to answer any more through chat. But if anyone's got one or two more here, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, let's go with Celtech Jr. and then Crypto Kennedy to close it off. Celtech, you're up.
Celtech
Jr.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you, bro. What you got, man?
Hey, how you doing? First off, I just want to say thank you for holding this, and thank you for creating the coin, Moontography. It's really awesome to be part of the community like early, just to watch it grow. My question more is geared towards your background in programming, and can you give us a little just kind of background as to how you started, how long you've been coding, and how you developed it as a passion? Because it's kind of something that I'm interested in looking into and developing as a skill of mine as well. And I was wondering if you have any advice as to someone that's new looking at something that's really hard to do, but could potentially be a lifelong passion of theirs as well.
Yeah, great question. Super excited to hear that that's something you're interested in. I'll say that the cliche parts or the cliche answers to that are going to be stay curious, constantly dive deeper. Whenever you get a chance, read code, one of the most valuable things I do and have done in my career has been reading other people's code to find solution, whatever they did to solve a particular problem. You can generally learn from. It might not be the way you approach the problem, or half the time you might not understand what's happening, but definitely read a lot of code. A foundation is good. So I'll step back a little quick. So I've been writing software professionally for 8 to 10 years now. Really dove into blockchain development in the last year to 2 years. But it's definitely not easy. It's something you're gonna. I see this all the time. I'm 8 to 10 years in my journey of writing software. You bang your head against the wall a lot. The tiniest of problems are super frustrating to fix. Sometimes you might sit at a computer and it takes you 8 hours to solve a problem that one line of code was required to change to solve the problem. That is not abnormal. And as you get better and better, that becomes a lot less of a thing, of a phenomenon, and you get quicker, more efficient, all the things. But just stick at it. Don't get so frustrated that you can't come back. Take a breather as you're learning, as you're reading code, as you're solving problems. Take a breather if you need to. Go out and grab a beer for those that enjoy that, or go, whatever it is that clears your head. Definitely do that. For me, I have a 1-year-old here. I'll play with him for a while to kind of clear my head. And then a lot of times when you come back, if there's a problem you couldn't fix, the solution comes to you like within minutes of sitting back down. So really cool idea, or really cool to hear that you're interested in doing it, but definitely stick at it. That's my main message to you. And feel free to ping me here and there. I'm really busy for the time being, but I love to see new devs in the space. I'm more than happy to help when time permits. But obviously there's not a ton of that for the time being.
All right, Crypto Kennedy, what you got, bro?
Yo, okay, so I see it's on BNB and on Ethereum. I mean, why would anybody buy it on Ethereum because of the gas fees if you can just buy it on BNB? I suppose I see that the price was a bit different, but you still get the same amount of tokens eventually.
So there's two reasons why somebody would buy on Ethereum versus BM or BSC. The first one will be a lot of people like to keep their money and trade on a single chain. Some people Ethereum was the OG. There's a lot of people I know that they only trade and do and keep their crypto on the Ethereum network. That's just the way that some people exist. A lot of whales, a lot of folks that have been in the game since Ethereum started are on Ethereum, and they don't move between chains. So for the projects that are launching, that's an advantage to being on Ethereum, is you get a little bit more money a lot of times, especially when you get the whales that really believe in the project. The second reason is arbitrage. So you said that there's a gap in the price on between chains. Obviously, our rewards, reflections, our treasury income, et cetera, is driven off volume. Guess what drives volume if the opportunity exists? Arbitrage. So while some people, while it might cause the higher priced chain to temporarily come back down if somebody buys a huge amount on the lower priced chain and then goes and sells on the higher priced chain, which is exactly what arbitrage is, that fuels rewards being built up on both chains, actually. So while there's temporary price fluctuations that exist because of arbitrage, in the long game, if you're in this from the long game, like I hope you are and like I am, all you see is just your rewards being increased and your reflections coming in a lot more and a lot higher frequency, a lot quicker. So that's the answer, though, as to why you buy on ETH versus BSC. It just depends on who you are. I imagine that the amount of people that only trade on Ethereum is becoming less and less, but they still exist.
All right, we want to take one more.
Yeah, one more, and then we'll call the VC a day, and then I'll obviously be on the chat throughout the day too.
All right, Sober Irishman. Last question, bro. What you got?
Hey, what's up, guys? Excited to be in this project. Thanks a lot for starting this up. I had a quick question about the cross chain. The 420 billion coin limit, is that per chain or is that shared amongst the both?
So the key thing to understand about that is that the circulating supply across every market, every chain, et cetera, will never exceed the 420.69. And really it's the 420.69 minus the burn tokens on every chain too. So it's actually going to be less than that. The token contracts do have total supplies each of 420.69, but we deposited half, because right now we're only live on 2 chains. We deposited half of the supply on each respective bridge contract, and those are considered out of circulation. And the reason is because they're only ever swapped 1-for-1 with circulating tokens. And so that's what keeps the supply in check and make sure that we don't exceed that total supply of 420.69. The project will never have a circulating supply that exceeds 420.69 billion tokens.
Man, that's a gangster. Thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. Cool. I think that's it, right, Rico?
That's it.
Awesome. Well, guys, I enjoyed it. I appreciate everyone for joining. I'll be online throughout the day. Again, we'll have more of these. I can start having more and more VCs now. I'm excited to be able to join and talk through them. This is exciting.
Right on. We're all excited. I know the community is excited. The whole team's excited. Very bullish on everything that's going on. So let's keep this train going. Thanks everybody for joining. And Dev will be in the main chat. Of course, if you guys ever have questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. Take care, guys. See ya. Have a good day.
OKLG, baby.